Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and what's up, everybody? I hope you're doing well and that everything is well with you guys. Welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscription button, hit that notification bell so that anytime I get to upload any video, YouTube will automatically notify you. To my returning subscribers, thank you so much for coming back. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate each and every one of you. I don't take you for granted. Thank you so much for consuming my content. Thank you so much for believing in what I do. You people are amazing. You people, I love you so much. May the Lord always bless you so much for me. May you never lack so that we can keep pushing. Ladies and gentlemen, to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for coming back. Thank you so much for choosing to watch today's video. You are amazing. To my new subscribers, feel at home, feel appreciated. This is a home of positivity. This is a home of positivity, and we shall say that giving up will never be our last option. And of course, I'm your host of the day. This is my YouTube channel, and I'm your girl, Victoria Mima. ALFRED KETER, former member of parliament, has been today abducted in broad daylight with people who claims to be police officers. So that is when I believe that abduction is real. Some of us, these are the things that we used to hear back then in school, because we used to read history books. And in history, they could tell you things to do with abductions. They were done by our the former presidents long time ago. That was President Moi. Are we back in Moi's era? That is the question that everybody outside there should be asking herself or himself. Because let me tell you, it is serious. This gentleman was abducted, like was being taken out of his car. And the kids were really crying. The kids were really screaming. You could hear the kids screaming from the background. Tell me the kind of trauma that these kids are going to live with for the rest of their lives. I want to tell you, they will never forget. They will never forget. The sounds of their dad screaming, being taken away by the people who have covered all over the face, claiming that the policemen, the cry of their father, you could hear that gentleman really screaming. But what shocked me is, like, within, nobody was even bothering to help. Nobody was even bothering to get mind, like, why is Mheshimiwa being abducted? I believe it is because of the fear. Because I really don't know if you people have been able to access the X space, that is the Twitter space. I don't know if you've realized what is happening with our current regime. In fact, it's a big shame that Honorable KETER is being adopted and President Ruto is somewhere in the church praying. That is what I call hypocrisy, and it doesn't have any other name. That is simply hypocrisy, and even in other terms, it is also called hypocrisy. In fact, hypocrisy of the highest level. But what is happening? Because ALFRED KETER is not the first person to be abducted. Several even youth champions have been abducted. Others, they went for them in their house in the wee hours of the night. In fact, if you know somebody by the name Gabriel Oguda is, I think he's also a political analyst, but he works in the office of Minority Leader Honorable Opiyo Nandi. This guy, they went for him in his home there in Nairobi at 2 a.m. Like, what is the time? Even unaendaje kwa nyumba ya mtu hivyo kumshika? And then another thing that gives me stress is how these people take these people. You see, KETER is a former MP, meaning some people are still like calling him Mheshimiwa and all that. Because the word Mheshimiwa, that crown doesn't fade away. Whether you retired, whether you didn't go back to the parliament, your people will still refer to you as Mheshimiwa. But how will those people think when they see you being taken in your own car, in front of your children? And I asked you in my previous video, kwani, where is humanity? And let me again ask you another question. Where is democracy? Or are we in days to come, are we going to do away with our constitution? Because tell me what is happening. Tell me how you can be abducted in broad daylight, in front of your kids. In fact, the source I've been reading somewhere, this gentleman with the family, you know, today is on a Sunday. He was just coming from the church. So he was just driving, of course, his family back at home. And then all of a sudden from that clip, I know everybody that is watching this video, you've already watched that clip. And then all of a sudden, there was a Land Cruiser beside the road. So these people, they just came and started dragging the Honorable Member of Parliament from his car in front of his kids. But I've read now that they had abducted yeah, him in I think there in Nairobi. But as we speak now, he's in Kamkunji police station. It's really scary. It is really scary. But why do you think abductions are really going on like this in the Republic of Kenya? Where every day we sing democracy and everything. Number one, the government want to instill fear amongst the Gen Zs. But do you think the Gen Zs that fear will affect them? Personally, no. Why? Because these are the people that have nothing to lose. These are the people that have seen it all. And I heard even another gentleman saying that I'm 26 years old. I believe I've watched what I've watched what I could have watched. And even today, if something happens to me, I don't think it will be a loss. I've seen enough that I wanted to see. So this means that these Gen Zs are very determined, and that even no wicked plans can instill that fear in them. The second reason as to why these abductions are really growing, their level is really growing, kwa sababu hata unaona ukishikwa ufanywe nini. This year is just quiet. NIC is just quiet. And all these departments are just quiet. No matter how you scream. If you've watched that clip clearly, you will notice that that member of parliament, at some point he was even screaming. But those people were covered. You know, the problem is that you cannot even identify who is speaking you from your home. Sasa hata ukitoka kwa jela utaenda kushtaki nani? Na by the end of the day, hata wewe hujaona mtu mwenye amekushika, wewe hujaona, wewe kitu tu umeona ni watu wakikusukuma utoke kwa gari. That is very scary. That is very scary. Where are we heading to, even as a nation? Where are we heading to? Which country is this? Some of us, we used to hear such a things of abductions in history books. Because some of us, by the grace of God, we did not experience Moise era and everything. Like this is just the things that we've been reading in the book. But imagine we read in the book and they were scary. Those things could penetrate in our blood veins. Na tukwe na ile, you know that fear. And then today, we are watching live people being abducted. This is a strategy that the government is just using to scare people from speaking out their views, to just scare people from speaking the truth, to scare people from calling this government out. They're just doing this to instill fear, so that mtu hata kama ulikuwa unataka kusema serikali inafanya kitu mbaya, you will not say it, because yes, you can say it, but where will you sleep? Imagine they're able to break your home and enter, even without your permission. Go read Oguda's story, even from his ex-space. Those people like literally cut the gate and entered and abducted him from his own house. It is really scary. Such a thing should be condemned in the strongest terms possible. Let us be human. Let us be human. Our police officers, some of them have just like, you hide your face, mpaka mtu anaweza dhani hata wewe ni jambazi. Na imagine wewe ndiye askari. Yaani unafunika uso ndio mtu unaenda kushika sikuone. Are you even not seeing that is just disrespectful? And even to those men that are abducting people. Who promised you that your tomorrow will be the best? Who promised you that your tomorrow is promising? Don't you know that maybe tomorrow or the day next tomorrow you will need that person? Let us stop this kind of let's stop such a things. The fear is already enough. You can't afford to be doing this to your fellow citizens. I told you, Kenya is our home. We were born there. We were raised there. We studied there. And we have nowhere we are going. We are in Kenya to stay because that is our home. In fact, shame on this government. And again, ladies and gentlemen, who will believe in 2022 that one day President William Ruto's government will turn to be this way? Who would believe? When the guy used even to preach for us, when he used to even pray in his campaigns, and we were like, let us now try this God-sent man so that he can take Kenya to his destiny. Who would believe that today, just after 24 months, people have started being kidnapped. Young youth are being killed like flies. They doesn't care. The state has just deployed unhuman police on the road so that they can just shoot people right, left, and center. Who knew that at a day like this we will be crying? Who knew a day like this people will be regretting why they voted in this government? But again, what can you do? For now, guys, pray for one another. If you have someone's number, remember to call him every now and then to just make sure that your friend or your neighbor is safe. And from me, guys, I wish to see in my next video. And please, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell because I want to see you in my next video. Bye-bye.